So children, come to page number 68 of your civics book. Now this part 14906. The police files a charge sheet in the magistrate's court. The court gives a copy of the charge sheet including statements of witnesses to Shanti. Shanti tells the court that she has no lawyer to defend her against this false case of theft. So she was not having any lawyer to support her or to just stand for her. The magistrate appoints advocate Kamala Roy as Shanti's defense lawyer at the government's expense. According to Article 22 of the Constitution, every person has a fundamental right to be defended by a lawyer. Article 39A of the Constitution places a duty upon the state to provide a lawyer to any citizen who is unable to engage one due to poverty or other disability. So this is thanks to the Constitution which has made it quite easy for the people, even for the poor people, to just get a lawyer for them. So you must remember all these articles, because again if the exam is like that multiple type, then we have to just be ready for all these articles. Sir, what is actually written in a charge sheet? That I don't know, Nishat, in details. I have to see and then I have to say you. I have to gather the information. I have to see first what is written there. Must be the name of the person, the address, that means who is actually thought to be the culprit, and might be the whole incident. All these things I'm saying might be, because I'm not sure actually what is written there. I have to see and then I have to say you. Here are my case papers. I have been falsely accused of stealing my employer's gold chain. Advocate Kamala Roy meets Shanti in the court. They found 10,000 in Shanti's trunk and said that this was the money she got from stealing the chain. But that is money that we have been saving up together. So in this way, the brother and the sister, they were trying to prove themselves that they were innocent. They have not done anything. Now 11/12/2006, the court frames a charge of theft of Mrs. Shinde's gold chain and possession of money rupees 10,000 got from selling stolen property against Shanti. I plead not guilty and I claim trial. The trial before the magistrate begins. So again 8/3/2007. So you can see the gap. The first it was given 11/12/2006 and after that 8/3/2007, after such a long gap. That means it happened in December 2006, and again the case we can see that it is placed in the court in 2007 in the month of March. The public prosecutor appears in the case on behalf of the state. He presents Mrs. and Mr. Shinde as a key witnesses. So tell me, Mrs. Shinde, how did the gold chain go missing? I had kept my chain in the drawer. Yes, Jasmine, the court takes a very long time to take decision. I had kept my chain in the drawer. Shanti stole it, as if she has seen it with her own eyes, Shanti to steal the chain, the way she's saying. No other outsider except Shanti goes into my room. Mr. Shinde searched her trunk in front of me and we were shocked to find rupees 10,000 in an envelope. Shanti got this money from selling my gold chain. She is a thief. So I think that Shanti, she has told this her employer that I have stolen your chain, I have just sold it somewhere and I got 10,000 and keeping this money in my trunk. You can get it and you can place it as a matter of fact that I have gathered this money after stealing selling your chain. Next, Advocate Roy cross-examines the prosecution witness Mrs. Shindy. So what you are basically saying is that you did not see Shanti steal the chain, nor did you recover the chain on Shanti. Also, in the 3 years that she has been worked for you, nothing has been stolen from the house. You were also regularly paying her ₹1,000 as salary each month. So this advocate is quite well in calculations, I think. So 24/2007, again the next month, Advocate Roy examines Sushil and his employer as defense witnesses. Through their testimonies, she is able to show that ₹10,000 found in Shanti's trunk could well be the earnings of Sushil and Shanti. So after getting the full knowledge, they have come to know that might be this brother and sister, they have saved this money. Okay. Then 14/5/2007, again another month. Another month later, what happened? As the trial is nearing completion, Sushil learns that Inspector Sharma has busted a gang of young men who have been stealing jewelry from the Shindy's neighborhood. Some of Mrs. Shindy's son's friends are part of this gang. So nice thing, when she was blaming the domestic worker or the domestic help of her house, at that time, it was astonishing to just find the connection of her own son's friends with the gang. Mrs. Shindy's chain has been found on them. Sushil tells Advocate Roy about this. Advocate Roy now calls Inspector Sharma as a defense witness. Inspector Sharma, can you show and tell us what you have found? Here is the chain that has been identified by Mrs. Shindy as hers. We busted a gang of boys who had stolen the chain. These boys have admitted that they stole the chain. So 15/7/2007, again after 2 months, the judge hears the testimony of all the witnesses. After the testimony of Inspector Sharma, Advocate Roy argues before the judge that it has been established that Shanti is innocent and should be acquitted. Shanti, you are hereby acquitted of the charge of theft. The police will hand over to you the ₹10,000 and that they had sealed. In my written judgment, I have made it a point to highlight S.I. Rao's role in conducting such a shoddy investigation that made you spend time in jail. So from the above incident, you can see that the 4 key players in the criminal justice system are the police, the public prosecutor, the defense lawyer, and the judge. You have seen the roles each of them played in the above case. Now let us try and understand their roles more generally. But today I don't think that I am having the time to judge all these roles in generally. So in my next class, we will proceed with the next part of the chapter. So if you are having any query or doubt, you can ask me now. Okay.